Lennox is on the top part of the park now.
Okay.
The north side.
And oop.
I'm ready.
Okay. So we did our family vacation, our annual/yearly family vacation in Dillon Beach, California. Honey, what does Dillon Beach, California mean to you in your life?
I'm glad you asked. Dillon Beach is really special to me because from the time I was a little kid, my family went there 1 to 2 times a year. I think it was my great uncle who owned a cabin there.
Yeah, we drove by it.
Yeah, I showed you. So when I was little, we would go to that cabin. And it would be my dad's entire family, his parents, his siblings, my cousins.
How many people were in that cabin? I mean,
so many. That's the thing.
Jeez.
That's the funny thing is that it only slept. Well, now it's advertised as it sleeps 4.
Okay.
We used to have like 40 to 50. I feel.
Holy Toledo.
We used to have so many people in there.
Yeah.
Just wall to wall people sleeping.
Yeah.
People would bring friends. We'd bring. Just so many people came up there. I remember going in the summertime, but at some point it became a New Year's Eve annual thing. And at some point that original cabin was sold. Yeah. No longer in the family. So we kept going every year. Yeah. And my entire extended family. And eventually we landed on a larger cabin further up the hill. Yeah. At the beach that was more roomy, but we still slept way more people than it technically could hold.
Right. County code should have stopped you, should have intervened, should have raided you, fined you, arrested you.
It's always been a really beloved, special place to me. Yeah. It's a cute little beach. I remember back in the 90s, it was like, just like it wasn't a tourist destination. It was just like fishermen and residents, and that store that I showed you got a facelift at some point. Store. Yeah, it used to be like more. I don't know. It's
old-timey country.
Yeah, it's
five and dime.
Dillon Beach as a whole hasn't changed a ton.
Very sleepy beach coastal town. Yeah,
it did kind of get a slight upgrade. Yeah. Like the store is super cute now, and there's expensive items.
The restaurant
got a facelift. Yeah. The marketing, like the merch, has sort of got a little upgrade. But
they redid there's like a little resort that has the one restaurant in town and the one store in town, and they have 15, 20-ish cabins, but they're brand new. They're still being built. They're still being worked on. We saw construction machinery there. But that's like the part of Dillon Beach that has advanced, but the rest of the town is stuck in whenever these houses were built, the 50s, around there.
It's a really cute, kind of
super cute,
secluded, insular little beach community.
Yeah, and it's not a pain in the ass to get to. I've tried to drive to Bodega Bay, and halfway into that drive, or 3/4 or 2, I was like, I'm tired of this mountain driving, dude. So I turned around. I was like,
you turned around?
This isn't worth it. It's not worth it.
One of my favorite things about Dillon Beach is the drive. Yeah. It's particularly about the last hour. You can go either Highway 37 or 12.
Correct. Yeah.
We went 37, but it's just rolling, lush green hills, farmland,
barns, cows,
animals. Yeah. It's gorgeous. And then finally, at some point, you can see the ocean, and you're close. Yeah. It's just such a special place to me. I've taken the kids as I've become an adult now. Like, of course, my whole extended family no longer gets together there every year, but my immediate family has gone a few times together. I've taken the kids. They've been about 5 times in their lifetime. We've rented a little cabin. My aunt and uncle for a while owned a little trailer down closer to Lawson's Landing. And I took Luna there when she was a baby, and we stayed there. Yeah.
And I see here in my notes that this was your first post-divorce tax refund. Big to do. Wait, you used to be married? Stop the recording! What the hell? I'm joking. But you took Lennox and Luna on your own dime, and this was like your whole like I'm a new woman, I'm a single woman,
I'm an adult.
I don't need no man.
Yeah, that's right. Post about a year after my divorce, I was independent for the first time in my life, and I had the 2 kids, and I got a bit of money from my tax return.
Yeah.
And I rented a cabin on my own.
Ooh.
I paid for it on my own. It was my great uncle's old cabin, by the way, which has a new owner, and it's gorgeous. It's gotten a complete like makeover.
Yeah.
Lennox is here.
Oh.
Where's that little buddy?
And this was the classic picture of Gina Mixon. Your friend Gina went out there, and you, Gina, and tiny Luna took a picture. That
was when Luna was less than a year old. We went to that trailer that my aunt and uncle owned for a while. Mm-hmm. Yep. Took my friend there. I took the kids there. It's just like, it's one of my favorite places to go. Yeah. And I just think it's gorgeous. It holds a really special place in my heart.
But you, Gina and Luna, Gina was holding Luna, and Luna's face was smashed into Gina's armpit or your armpit.
It's me and Gina hugging, and little baby Luna's in between us, and we're completely squishing her.
You can't see her face. It's so cute. It's so adorable.
Yes.
But I've heard these stories. I've known Dillon Beach was a big part of your life. But I've never been personally. So our annual / yearly family trip, I was like, well, let's do Dillon Beach. It means a lot to you. I'm going to see what the deal is. So that's where we went. We took some books. I took Pride and Prejudice. I got through 2 paragraphs, and my goodness, that Jane Austen, she's going places, honey. I just wasn't in the mood. The second paragraph was like, it's gonna take, I might have to read this twice or 3 times to really absorb this, and I'm just, where's Keira Knightley when a guy needs her?
Let's stick to the 2005 movie adaptation.
Yes, exactly. The kids being bored, was that a concern, honey? I mean, the cabin or house, whatever we got, it was a house. Dillon time, as they call it.
What's the difference between a cabin and a house and a cottage?
No idea. Property value.
One's cuter than the other?
Yes. There was Wi-Fi, and of course we had cell service. Were you concerned about the kids being bored at all? I mean, there was a consumption of TikTok while we were there, but...
I was a little concerned. I got really concerned, as we'll talk about, because it was so dang cold and windy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I thought the kids could be occupied outside more. But it was like unbearable to go outside of the cabin.
Yeah. But you brought some books, you brought some games. The Dillon time, the cottage house that we stayed at had tons of games, tons of books. It's a VRBO, VRBO. Vacation rental by owner, for those who don't know. It's essentially Airbnb.
I had no idea that's what it stood for.
Yes, it does. It was the VRBO. It was a 4 p.m. check-in. And just a minor gripe, a 4 p.m. check-in, 18 hours of the day have passed. You're checking in at 4 p.m. Shouldn't that day be prorated to a third of the day?
Yes, it should. Yes, it should.
Yeah, so the day you check in should be less, or the entire day, so the 24-hour day that you spend there before checking out the next day. We were there 2 nights. That should be more expensive. But it's always bugged me, like check-ins at 4 p.m. Okay, well, I've 16 hours. I'm sorry, 16 hours. It's 8 hours till midnight. So I haven't had access to this domicile for 16 hours, but I'm paying full price. Minor gripe. But I asked
first world problem right there.
Yes, exactly. But I said, we'll check with the VRBO gal, the owner, for early check-in. She never got back to you.
Still hasn't responded to me.
We stopped in Trader Joe's in Petaluma to get a bunch of frozen food, a bunch of snacks, a bunch of junk food. Also to hopefully see Leo Laporte's daughter, who works at that Trader Joe's. We didn't see her. We didn't see him. Well, that was part of my pilgrimage. I wanted to see Leo Laporte, my parasocial podcast friend, who I've watched for a decade plus and listened to for a decade plus. But he has a whole podcast deal out in Petaluma. But they were closed due to COVID. But it's 2023, bro. Like, okay, I guess. But we didn't see Leo Laporte. We didn't see his daughter. But we loaded up on junk food and Trader Joe's stuff and beer. Actually, first I was like, well, let's get some beer. And you were anti-drinking.
Yeah.
But then when we got to Trader Joe's, I was like, well, some beers here.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought, not that it made the difference, but it was nice cracking a few beers and hanging with the kids. Because the weather was so prohibitive. That just hanging at the beach for 6 hours was a no-go. The Verbo, VRBO, dated, would you say, honey? The look, the style, not exactly urban modern.
Yeah. Well, pause.
And oop.
The Verbo, the Dylan time, as it is colloquially called. Not modern, honey.
I booked this cabin back in like November or October of last year. Yeah. So about 5-6 months ago. And the reason I booked it is because it was the cheapest per night I could find.
Yes.
And a lot of the cabins there have a 3-night minimum.
Yes.
But this particular cabin we could get for just 2 nights.
2-night minimum.
So that cuts your costs immensely.
Yes. So
I looked at the pictures. Not bussin'.
The Verbo listing was like some of the pictures are just blurry, and the decor is quite dated.
Yeah, it looked kind of dingy, kind of really old.
We were scrolling through the pictures with Lennox and Luna, and one particular picture, Lennox said, "That looks like a crime scene."
Yeah, Luna like yelled out loud, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, did someone get murdered here?" But I just, okay.
It photographs poorly.
The bar was really low. I only hoped that it was clean.
Yeah.
And then we read some reviews that were saying,
yeah, like
the cupboards are sticky.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, oh no.
There's 100 reviews. 95 of them are 4 or 5 stars, but my inhibition is to go to the negative reviews.
You got to go to the negative.
Like a Yelp restaurant, Rotten Tomatoes movie. Negative. I always want to read the negative reviews because to me that's good. Some people are really good writers. Like they should get their own freaking stuff stacked, dude. But so I was reading to you some of the negative reviews and it's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a nightmare. This is the end.
But I just I had a positive outlook. I was like, okay, we're just going. It's only 2 nights. I'm so excited. Yeah. So we get there. We walk into the cabin.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's much more modern than the pictures.
Yeah. Like, hello, owner lady, update your pictures.
Seriously. Yeah. Although maybe it's a strategy. Like, people come in expecting the worst, and then they're greeted with this. Because it's still kind of, it's not super modern.
It's old-fashioned. They've done some work inside, but yeah, speaking of crime scene, how about that kitchen tile, honey?
But like the decor, the bedding, the blankets, the sheets, the couches, everything looked so cute and much nicer than the pictures indicated. Yeah. So maybe that's a strategy of theirs.
Yeah, dated, old-fashioned, but when you walk in the back door, the patio, the sliding glass door that leads to the patio, it's the ocean, and that was just unbeatable. Like, whatever, put me in a freaking round room at a mental ward, but you give me a view of the ocean.
We had a cute little kitchen. All the amenities were there. Yeah. Yeah. We just opened the sliding glass door to the patio and just sat in the recliners and stared out the back doors for the majority of our time there. Yeah, it's a 2-minute walk from the beach. Yeah. It was perfect for our needs.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned the $225 a night, and you think, oh, about $500 for 2 nights. No, with fees, just like Airbnb, Verbo has nonsense fee, and your mama needs a Botox fee or whatever, like just fees and fees and fees. But ended up being around over $900 for 2 nights. Pricey, but
I think worth it.
Yeah.
I would go.
And
Go ahead.
I would love to go back to this cabin.
Yeah.
I love Dillon Beach because it's quite a small community, but every cabin is slightly different.
Super unique.
And they're all so cute.
Yeah.
And they're all within walking distance to the beach and a cute little view of the ocean.
Yeah. They all have their own personality, their own theme. You get the feeling of just a sleepy beach town in the 1960s when in reality it's probably 80% tourists walking around, which is fine and fabulous. I mentioned the one restaurant. It's open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we just didn't put two and two together. We got there. Another thing to save money, we stayed off peak, so Sunday night and Monday night, and we just didn't put two and two together. We missed the restaurant being open.
Right. We said we can go Monday for lunch, and then we realized, it's closed Monday. So unfortunately, we missed that. But we did walk down to the general store Monday morning.
Yes.
And I wanted to buy everything. They have tons of tchotchkes.
Oh my gosh.
They've got beach decor.
Yeah. I made it rain.
You did.
Made it rain up in the club. Yeah, I wanted everything that said Dillon Beach on it. But I didn't want like a coffee mug or a refrigerator magnet because that's so basic, so played.
I was trying to buy some chapstick with a little Dillon Beach logo.
Yes.
And you shot that down real quick.
Yes. I was like, that chapstick won't go away. And then you got, how much was it?
$3. That's why I gravitated toward it.
Well.
But you said no. Let's buy a lasting memory.
Yeah. I got a hoodie. It was $50, but it's a good quality. Got Luna some shorts, some cute boy shorts, is that what they call them? Like short shorts. Lennox, cute little t-shirt. And then you got a hat.
I got a hat and I love it. Never taking it off.
Dillon Beach, there's no DoorDash. Like, it's not happening either. Well, there's one restaurant and you could, anywhere in Dillon Beach, you could walk to it. But ordering from Tomales, which is the next nearest town, or Petaluma, it's just not happening for whatever reason.
I like that.
Yeah.
Don't change that.
Yeah.
Let's keep it insulated.
You don't want no rando DoorDashers wandering through tiny windy streets in Dillon Beach, honey. At one point, we stand on Park Avenue, and you wanted to turn right onto Park Avenue, and I said, the cars are facing this way. The parked cars are facing this way, and there's not much room to maneuver if you do turn right. So I don't know if it's one way, but it looks one way because there's just not much room in these tiny windy streets, which adds to the appeal. So you don't have tons of traffic. But kudos to you, honey. You're wonderful driving. You kept us safe. You got us there. You got us home. The population of Dillon Beach as of 2020 was 246 people. And I just wonder how much of that is residents, people work at the general store, the one restaurant.
I want to know about the general store. How long have you guys owned this?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Right.
I'm always curious which homes are rentals and which are people living there.
Yeah.
I do notice down by my great uncle's old cabin, just across the street from it, there's a cabin, and the last 2 or 3 times I've gone to Dillon Beach, there's like a hot pink magenta Ford Mustang out front. So that's a resident. So should we befriend them? Should we interview them?
Hello, we're gentrifying your community. How are you? We're raising rental prices. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm really curious. Well, there's 2 businesses there. Well, I guess the resort deal with all the cabins, they gotta have people cleaning and maintenance people. But yeah, I'm fascinated. Can they afford to live in Dillon Beach? Do the natives of Dillon Beach, are they up and scram because these tourists raise prices and we got to move to Petaluma, which is pricey in itself because it's Napa, Northern California. The weather was cool, cold, in the low 50s. Not ideal for a beach. But we'll get to that. To prepare for our vacation, honey, self-care, I shaved everywhere. I plucked everywhere. Lennox is home.
Oh my God.
I trimmed everywhere. Do you want to admit?
I shaved your back, didn't I?
You did. You gave me a haircut. I shaved my armpits. I plucked my eyebrows. Do you want to admit to any self-care, honey? Any grooming?
Just the usual. If you know, you know.
Okay. What about my philosophy on vacation is to not take showers. And we didn't.
None of us showered there.
Yeah. Well, you don't get sweaty, and I don't want to deal with the foreign bathroom, a different bathroom, a rando bathroom. What does this lever do? What is this?
We were only gone one full day.
Yeah.
And we weren't sweating.
Right. It's fine. And like when I go to my mom's, I'm just sitting there. I don't need to shower. I'm doing me. Okay? I'm living my life. I'm doing me.
And you went a step further though.
Yeah.
You were no shower gang.
Yeah.
You were also no brushing teeth gang.
Yes. Hashtag NSG. No shower gang.
I would like to say for the record, I did brush my teeth.
You did.
You didn't.
I did bring my toothbrush.
You brought it. Just for fun.
Some toothpaste. Well, it's all about I was virtue signaling to the dentist gods, honey.
You're setting a good example for the kids, although I don't think I didn't ask, I didn't tell, I didn't instruct. I don't think they brushed their teeth either.
You know they didn't. We were the shower. I'm on vacation. Hygiene and grooming go out the door. I shave my chest. I shave my back. I plug my eyebrows. I'm at my peak.
You're hairless and dirty.
Yes. Well, I'm hairless. I'm going to Dillon Beach at my peak, looks wise. And so if I take a few steps down, it's perfectly fine, honey.
We're dirty, but at least we're like on the same level.
Right.
Of stinkiness.
Right. You didn't believe in flushable wipes. So Dillon Beach, their plumbing system is probably antiquated. Probably from Great Rome, Little Caesar. Yes.
I thought this plumbing was like 100 years old.
It probably is.
I am not putting flushable. We're a flushable wipe family.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know.
But to be honest, I'm even scared about using them here at home.
Yeah, you are.
Especially because the packaging says 1 wipe per flush.
Really?
I know, right?
Don't read that packaging, honey.
So we brought flushable wipes, but then once we got there, I forbade anyone from actually using them.
Yeah.
Oh, you were also team no poop.
That's true. Yeah.
If I may say that.
You can.
So you were like, no cleaning, but no bodily functions.
Once we got back home, I was hashtag team poop. Okay. The drive there was tons of traffic. There was traffic to get out of West Sacramento. There was traffic in Davis. There was traffic in Vacaville. There was traffic in Vallejo. At one point, we had driven 22 miles in 56 minutes. Okay. We were in Vacaville, and I was like, oh, and I got Google Maps open the whole time. I was like, this is going to take a while. It should take less than 2 hours, like an hour 50, hour 55. And we did stop in Petaluma to buy a bunch of crap, Trader Joe's, and see Abby Laporte, hopefully. But it took us 3.5 hours to get out there.
Yeah, but even with the long drive, the detour in Petaluma, we still arrived at the cabin 30 minutes early to check in.
Yes.
But you forced me to enter the cabin 30 minutes early.
I was like, if the owner's in there scrubbing the sink and faucet, we'll stay outside. But I think it's ready to go. It says ready. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, we're talking about Dillon Beach.
Our next guest.
Do you want to talk about it?
Our next guest.
Our next guest doesn't want to talk about it.
Is broke.
Wow.
Yeah,
so we entered. Luckily, no one was there. It was ready
Right.
for our entry.
Yeah.
And you know when you first enter a vacation rental, it's so much fun. The kids ran downstairs to check out the bedrooms.
Yes. It's like the premiere episode of The Real World, honey. Oh, look at this bed. Oh, look at this view. Look at this kitchen. This is all ours.
I love it. We moved all our groceries in. We moved our bags in, and we were at home.
We were settled in. So for the 2 hour come a 3.5 hour drive out there. You made a playlist via Spotify, and it was you said you thought it was infallible. You were like, no skips, hashtag no skips.
I boldly proclaimed there's not one bad song on this.
Yeah, and then we started playing it. There's some good bangers in there.
It was like 50% skips.
Yeah. Well, you went heavy on the Taylor Swift, but you went heavy on the 1989 era Taylor Swift, but also heavy on the Evermore / Folklore / Paramore / Hayley Williams, and even Luna was like skip.
The only song I really regret was Ricky Martin, "Livin' La Vida Loca."
Yeah,
that was a miss.
Yeah,
I'll admit.
Yeah, remember when he came out to Barbara Walters? But it was mostly good. But yeah, there was a lot of skips. By the way, we learned that Luna could sing Taylor Swift "Wildest Dreams" from beginning to end, word for word.
She knows the lyrics to multiple Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you go on vacation. You learn things about each other.
Yeah. I had no idea she was a Swiftie, and
no.
Blew my mind. So the weather, darling. Day 1 was rain at the beach. So we go to the beach, it starts pouring, and I was like, I'm going home. And Lennox yelled at me, "You're being over dramatic." And I was like, sure. I took off. Okay. I shouldn't leave my family. The captain should go down with the ship. But I was like, I'm not having fun, and it could get worse. So I was like, I'm headed back to Dylan time. You vowed to stay. You vowed to go down with the ship. And then I got home, and 2 minutes later, you guys got home. It just became untenable.
The rain got heavier. It was literally flying horizontal rain.
Yeah.
Like you could see it in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Like a lined piece of college ruled paper.
Yes.
And
nice.
The kids wanted to stay.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not as lame as Vince.
Yeah.
But
Ooh.
I am putting my foot down now. Let's go home.
Mm-hmm.
We'll eat, we'll play a game, and we'll stare out the windows at the rain.
Yeah.
So they would have stayed.
Yes. But I maintain, well, if we do everything they want to do, we would just stare at TikTok 24 hours a day. I just was not having fun. And skip to day 2. It was so gosh dang windy. It was unbelievably windy.
We woke up day 2, and I was like, thank God, it's sunny. The sky is clear blue.
Yeah.
No rain. So we're good, right?
Yeah.
Everything's fine. We walk out of the cabin to go down to the beach, the 4 of us. Up by the cabin, it was nice.
Yeah.
Windy, but nice.
It's fine.
We went down, I don't know, how many, sea level, how many feet we went down. But just from the cabin down to the beach, the wind became... It was madness.
Unbearable.
I leaned my whole body forward.
Yeah.
And the wind kept me upright.
Yeah.
I was like, it was amazing. It was the strongest wind I've ever been in.
You can't hear each other talk.
You can't hear each other.
It's like a loudy nightclub. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. Sure. What?
You could see the sand flying through the air. It was like a sandstorm.
Yeah.
And Lennox wore shorts.
Yeah.
And the sand was like pelleting onto his legs.
Yeah.
And whipping his bare legs.
Sand virulently flying through the air at any exposed body part, which Lennox legs, our faces. It was like being slapped around like a man in medieval times challenging you to a duel, like pow, pow, pow. Just grains of sand, and you think, well, it's just sand. No, it was flying super fast, and so there's thicker pellets of sand than others, and it hurt, dude. And I was like, I'm not having fun. But once again, you indulged.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'll try to stay with you.
Well, initially I said, okay, we got to get closer to the water because the sand is dry further up. It's blowing everywhere. But if you get down to where it's wet, it's going to stay on the ground more.
Yeah.
So we get down there and it's still miserable. Yeah. It's freezing cold. Yeah. It's so windy. Yeah. But the kids both took off their socks and shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And ran into the water.
Yeah. Luna
ran down the beach.
Luna, who is not exactly a camper or a nature person or willing to forego the elements. She was like, I'm going to walk. I'm going to get my feet in the water. I was like, holy Toledo. But they walked, Luna and Lennox walked far down the coast, the beach line. You went about halfway with them. But it was just, I was like, this hurts. This hurts. and the sand would get into our crevices, our holes. So it would get into our eyes, our noses, our mouths.
We were crunching sand in our teeth.
Crunch, crunch,
for the next 24 hours.
What is that, grape nuts?
For the next 24 hours, there was sand in my ears, in my hair.
Yeah.
So we finally headed back to the cabin because Lennox wanted to put pants on. And I was down to go have him change into pants and then return to the beach.
Yeah.
Leave you at home.
Sure.
But once we got back, we were like, all the four of us were like, let's stay here.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Well, day one, like, the rain cleared up instantly when we all got home. It was like, oh, it might rain again. Day two, it was like, what are we doing here? It's not fun. I remember a TLC show, My Strange Addiction, of a lady who ate rocks. That was her strange addiction. And I was like, and every time I would just maneuver my mouth or manipulate my mouth, crunch. Oh, there's some sand. It's authentic Dillon Beach sand, honey. Maybe I can sell it on eBay. But the beach was not busting. It was not happening. It's the weather. It was just bad weather.
Right.
But the cabin was where it was at.
Slightly up on the hill where the cabins were. Totally cool.
Yeah.
Lennox and I went on a walk later that evening.
Yeah.
It was super windy, but it was like manageable. And we walked a ways. We saw deer.
Yeah.
We walked up on the bluffs. It was really nice.
Yeah. You're good at getting the kids to play games. So you guys played Pictionary night one.
The kids have never played Pictionary.
Oh, really?
And this is a board game that we had in the house when I was growing up. And me and my brothers always played it. So much fun.
You didn't bring it, right? Dylan Time had it?
Yeah, the cupboard was full of games. They had a really good selection of games.
Yeah.
Pictionary was so much fun. We had a blast.
Yeah, Luna was like hesitant. Lennox was downstairs. You had to kind of cajole him. But once you guys got going, it was a lively, good time. I was super tired, so I turned in early. And I don't like to play games where I feel dumb.
You don't like to play games at all.
Well, it goes back to the escape room. Like, I don't need to be flummoxed. I don't need to think in that way.
You've never been a game guy as long as I've known you. And so usually it's me and the kids playing a game, and then you're just observing. Or with Pictionary, until you went to bed, you were the timekeeper.
Yes.
So you were at least somewhat involved. And then if there's a particularly funny picture, I would show it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like to be quizzed or not know something instantly. I just don't think that's fun. That's me. I'm sorry. If you like Pictionary, which you do, I think that's fabulous. We can be friends. We can break bread. But I turned in night one early. Dylan Time, the walls were super thin, dude. So I went to bed, and all I heard was clang, clang, and I was like, oh, I should say something. Shut up. Just quiet it down there. But it turned out the next morning when I was up just hanging, drinking coffee, just watching TV, I was noisy.
Right. Our schedules were a bit off. So me and the kids stayed up till like midnight playing and hanging out. Yeah. We went to bed. And then you got up at like 5 a.m. the next morning. We were all sleeping in. It was so loud that I was like, is he moving furniture? What is going on up there?
Right.
But were the walls thin? Were we hearing neighbors? Like, what was all that clanging and banging?
I don't know. Well, that's my question to you when you guys were playing Pictionary.
Oh my gosh, were there ghosts?
Ooh. Haunted.
Let's do a seance next time we go.
Dylan Time could kick that rental price up another $50 if it's allegedly haunted. But yeah, thin walls. I was, so my idea was I'm going to wake up early and make some coffee and just stare at the ocean. And that's what I did. And apparently that's really noisy, but that's fine. so they had satellite TV, they had the internet, but like things weren't working. I had to like rewire their whole like home videos. I'm out here like the freaking geek squad. Like this HDMI port doesn't work. I'm plugging into this HDMI port. This internet is down. I need to plug. I was like, what the hell is this, dude? So it was like that's what I was doing. Maybe that was all the noise. I was like turning in their freaking tech support.
And
Luna's at the movies line.
Okay. What's he saying?
Scream, Scream 6, Scream 8, Scream 10.
Okay. And
Where were we?
So I rewire their entire HD audio video setup, and I text the Verbo gal, the owner of Dylan Time. I had to plug this in. I had to plug this out. This doesn't work. Rewire this, rewire that. And she replied via text, I wonder if the satellite TV was disconnected to free the port up for a gaming console. Some new games hit the market recently. And I replied, well, the last video game I really liked was GTA San Andreas. I like to shoot the cops. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't reply. I was like, lady, I'm not going to start talking about video games with you.
I was like, wait, you said that to her?
Like, such an odd thing to say. Sure, there are video games hitting the market, I guess. But that's where we left it. I ghosted her, bro.
Oh.
Okay.
Although you hit her up later because there were some cute like lights around the patio out back.
Yes.
Like bulb lights.
Yeah.
And we wanted to turn them on.
Yeah. Super cute all around the deck.
So it was getting dark. We could see they were plugged in. No switches worked. There was no on and off button. And we were like, we need this ambiance. Yeah,
so I'm like checking once again. I'm like freaking home video, home audio consultant for this Verbo gal. And I text her and I'm like, hey, what's up with the lights on the deck? It would be a vibe, as they say on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. But I'm like, well, they're not turning on. What's up with this? Am I missing something? And she texted, I think one of the neighbors cut the cord because my guests were leaving them on and they were shining into someone's bedroom.
What?
And she did the upside down smiley face. Okay. And
so why are they still out there if they don't work?
They're beautiful during the day. Like, ooh, this is, well, her versus her neighbors. Is it like Hatfield McCoy's, us versus homeless Jesus? What's going on here? It's a beef.
Ooh, I wonder if the neighbor is a permanent resident and they hate her and her renters.
Oh,
ooh.
Yeah. You're driving up the prices.
So they're out here committing crime.
I've been in Dillon Beach. I was born and bred. And you bridge and tunnel people. So I got the TV working. Food Network, there was no diners, drive-ins, and dives, which is just the epitome of vacation. You throw on Triple D. You watch Guy Fieri go to mom and pop restaurants all across America. That's what vacation means to me. There was no Triple D. Food Network has become like competition.
Yeah.
Cutthroat Kitchen and
so,
slice your chef up or whatever.
So much barbecue, like
brisket
and cooking in a fire thingy.
Yeah. Not relatable, dude. I don't have a fire. I'm not outside in the forest. And then Bravo, they weren't running Below Deck, which we discovered on our Reno vacation.
Our most recent vacation, yes.
And which has become our lives because it's the best show on television. But so there was no Triple D. There was no Below Deck. It was just, what the hell is this?
Should we go home at this point?
Yeah. Let's get a refund. Dylan Time lady. I did watch Hot Ones with Florence Pugh. Fantastic. She's super engaging, super funny, super likable. Where do we stand on the Florence Pugh versus Olivia Wilde beef, honey? It's very important.
We're Team Florence.
Okay.
Because she's prettier.
Olivia Wilde she's pretty, but her eyebrows, like, they make like an upside down V.
She's got that early 2000s / 1920s, like very thin, high arch drawn on eyebrow.
Is that drawn on, or does it
I don't know.
Plucking every single day? A lot of maintenance. Maybe. Well, I did maintenance to get to Dillon Beach. So on satellite TV, and I scrolled through every single channel because I was up by myself. I was drinking coffee. I was bored, staring at the ocean. There's adult videos, okay? And I was like, okay, Dillon time, lady. That's. How about getting the kids package? How about getting the family satellite TV package? How about getting the sports TV package? But I was like, and yes, I clicked one just for research purposes, honey. For this podcast report.
Is that why I haven't got my cleaning refund yet? They're charging you for that?
They were $19.99, and I was like, no, that's okay. But still, it's very odd to see mature fare on a television in a Verbo. The toilet was... So there was one bathroom, 2 bed, 1 bath. The toilet was... It had a bidet on it, but it wasn't. It was like a slapped-on bidet, like an aftermarket bidet. Very odd. We didn't use it. We're a flushable wipe family, but I ain't no bidet family. I'm
afraid of a bidet.
Same girl.
I don't want that sensation shooting up on me.
I mean, I'm all for a bidet, but I need it. I need to like be in a safe space, like. That's all. So lots of plastic around, lots of rubber. Because I don't know what happens.
I have
an idea what happens. Exactly. But she had a bidet on a tiny toilet. Well, you said no flushable wipes. I just...
A bidet is a funny thing because there was just images.
Yeah.
So there was like the water shooting to the front, water shooting to the back.
Yes. That's too much water
I'm
shooting.
Scared.
I need water shooting in the center. I don't know how it works. But this toilet...
like the old school sprinkler, like... like a rainbow effect. Just go front and back, front and back, front and back.
I don't want... And then what?
Do you have to dry with like a towel?
And then what do you do without towel?
Is there like a blow dryer inside the bidet that like air dries your buns?
But this one was... just slapped on. I have no idea, and I'm scared. I don't want to know what's going on.
Let's stick to toilet paper. Let's be old fashioned.
No bidet, no flushable wipes. What are we, animals, honey? The kids had twin beds in 1 bedroom. We had a full size bed. My knee was in your back 80% of the time. We were snoozing away. I'm sorry. The beds are not comfy, to be perfectly blunt, but who cares? The view, it's all about that view. They had the Verbo had a stereo, and it had it was a black screen up front, and you could press the CD, and then the right side of the screen was like, so you could put your compact disc in there, and then it had an iPod button. And you press that, and the left side of the black screen goes, would open up, and you could put your iPod. I was like, wow, this is dated. Never mind 1950s. How about 2002? You wanted to lock our door when we left. I was like, whatever. There's no crime. There's no crime in Dillon Beach. There are no cats in America. But I was in favor of locking the door. You were in favor of locking the door. Why, honey? Has the mainstream media got you?
Yes.
They're fear-mongering.
I'm paranoid.
At the general store, I dropped $114, and I'm proud to say that. But you bought a cute Dillon Beach hat, and then you wore it around Dillon Beach. Like a tourist.
Well, I bought a hat because I didn't bring a hat. And I am very protective of my skin, particularly on my face.
Yes.
I wear a hat every time we leave our house to go on a walk or anything. And I didn't bring it. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I went for the hat. Otherwise, I would have got a hoodie or a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But I was a little embarrassed. Wearing my Dillon Beach hat down to the Dillon. Literal Dillon Beach.
Might as well say tourist across your forehead. It's like walking into Abercrombie & Fitch wearing a T-shirt that says Abercrombie across it, which I'm not against, by the way. But yeah, we were tourists, but who cares? We're bringing revenue. We're boosting the economy. We went to Tamales, which is the nearest town. Kids were sleeping, so we just went there. It's about 5 minutes away. Super cute, super small. We walked the entire town in 5-ish minutes, but we got bomb-ass breakfast there. Breakfast sandwich. I got a steak, egg, and cheese bagel thing. It was so flipping good. And
I got a chicken sandwich on a ciabatta.
Yeah.
Ciabatta.
Yeah.
And it had pesto on it. It had capers, some mozzarella.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've been thinking about this sandwich for the last week.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It's outstanding. They were both outstanding. I'm usually anti-steak because if you order steak in lots of places, it's bad steak. It's low-rent steak. It's crappy steak. But this place was so freaking good. And we walked the town. Super cute. The church, the one post office, the one store, which the proprietor, the man running the store, he looked straight out of a freaking Hallmark Christmas movie, dude.
Yeah.
Super handsome, dude.
Handsome. And then I noticed he was standing at the register, and behind him, there was a really large, like a fairly large picture of him and a woman standing next to each other in front of the general store, and they were each holding a little child.
Yeah.
It was adorable, straight out of a movie. So him and his little family live here. They run the general store.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Oh, they probably met cute at the post office next door.
It reminded me of the little town in Schitt's Creek, the TV show.
Yeah.
Only much nicer and much cuter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. It was nice, but much like Dillon Beach with one restaurant, one general store. And a store is being very
generous.
General store generous. It's essentially a nice convenience store. But Tamales, 2 restaurants, 1 takeaway place that wasn't open, but 1 general store, 1 post office, 1 church.
The city hall. Town hall, right.
Yeah.
The entire town is an intersection.
Yes.
And then there's like a few, it goes out, goes out a few streets each direction of little cute houses.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I really want to retire in either Dillon Beach or Tamales.
Yeah. It reminded me of Julian, California, for those who know. It's a country town in the outskirts of San Diego. But super nice. Super cute, super picturesque. I would say the best time I had was just hanging, dude. The beach, I'm sure, is bussin' during the summer, but it was not bussin' due to weather. But just like, us hanging in Dillon time. Lennox, for whatever reason, is into 90s hip-hop. We're talking Biggie Smalls and Ice Cube, and I was like, let's put that on.
You're into that too.
Yeah, I was into that when I was a young man. And then, so listening to that, like Lennox and I started dancing, and then we put on 50s oldies music. Please, Mr. Postman, listening to that with Luna. So just putting on music, staring at the gorgeous ocean. How do those waves keep coming in, man? How does it all work? Cracking a few brewskis.
Yeah, I cooked up all our Trader Joe's food. We bought tons of frozen foods.
Yeah.
Like what do we have? Mac and cheese balls.
Cheese bites. Yeah. Some sort of chicken gravy deal. Yeah.
We had so much food, and little mini hot dogs.
Yes.
I cooked up everything, and we just ate. We stared out the window. It was so relaxing.
Yes.
It was everything you would want.
It was worth it. It was worth $225 a night, or over $900 over 2 nights. How does that work, Verbo? But the more important issue is we were concerned about our cat, Frankie Blue Nicholas. Your dad drove from Lincoln, California. Quite the drive, but he offered to come in on Monday and feed Frankie, send us some pictures. And in those pictures, honey, he took a picture of Frankie on the carpet, being Frankie. But we saw that Alan Fisher was wearing shoes in our home. Just a cardinal sin. Why, Alan? Did he know? Is it because we weren't home? He's like, oh, I'm going to wear my socks, my shoes. I'm going to wear my shoes everywhere on their carpet. Yeah.
We figure if anyone has shoes that are allowed in their house, it's my dad.
Yes. If anyone's shoes could be on our Berber carpet from Judy's Own, I would want Alan Fisher sneakers. Although he does like to go hiking, honey, and play frisbee golf at 5 a.m. So, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Alan. Our Instagram game, honey, I did 5 pictures, separate posts, 3 of which I'm holding a beer. Okay, maybe I have a problem. But you did the quintessential photo dump.
Listen.
Yes.
You were like on top of the social media game.
I was.
You're posting unique,
very important,
fun photos every 3 to 4 hours
well,
with a caption.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you tagged me in all of them.
Yeah.
So that counts. And then you kept badgering me, like, why haven't you posted pictures of our family? Why aren't you showing me off?
Why aren't you proud of our family?
Show me off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fine. But I have, like, Dillon Beach is the kind of place where every photo you take, it could be a postcard.
It can't be summed up in one picture.
So I had like 50 gorgeous pictures on my phone.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm doing a photo dump. Yeah. And you hate the photo dump.
Yes.
You hate more than one picture posted in a post.
Yes.
But
it's wrong.
I defied your orders and I said, I'm doing a photo dump.
Yeah.
So I posted on Instagram 10 photos.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Well, you knew what you were doing was wrong. And you didn't use the word dump. That's my biggest problem with the photo dump. It makes me think of poop. And going on the bidet. Have you ever heard of the bidet? You did the 10 picture photo dump, but you didn't say dump, which is perfectly fine. But well, I wonder, like, because when I see a 10 photo dump, what % of people scroll to picture number 10?
Me, personally?
Yes.
I scroll through every person. Every photo that they post.
Yeah. If I see 3, 4 dots, I'll scroll over. But if it's 10, what about... What's next? Facebook with a 28 picture photo dump, honey? Are you okay with that? On the way home, we stopped at Mickey D's in Vacaville. Honey, Mickey D's on vacation. Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections?
I love McDonald's on vacation. Something about McDonald's on vacation just hits different.
For show.
Especially the McDonald's breakfast. That's what I guess it's our time of travel, but we always hit a McDonald's out of town in the morning. Yeah. So we're always enjoying that breakfast.
I swore off McDonald's for the rest of my life, but
a mere 2 weeks ago,
the breakfast slaps, dude. I cannot deny the breakfast. The lunch and dinner, get out of here with that nonsense. But we got 6 sausage McMuffin with eggs, 6 hash browns, and 2 sausage burrito. So Luna's a pescatarian, which is a vegetarian, but she can eat fish.
Correct.
So she likes the sausage McMuffin with egg, but she takes off the sausage.
Which is perfect because you eat up all her sausages.
Yes.
So you two are over there across the table. Yeah. Like, she takes it off, you gobble it up. Yeah. She takes the next one off.
Yeah.
You're eating it.
She's not like these vegans who are like, I can't eat this English muffin because it was made in the same facility as a sausage, as a steak. She's not like that. She's like this egg, this sausage McMuffin with egg. The egg touches sausage. There might be some sausage nectar on the English muffin, but she doesn't care. She eats it. She gives me the sausage. So I'm like, I'm so glad she's like that and not like, I can't eat anything. Like the disclaimer of this snack was manufactured in a building with nuts.
Peanuts and soy.
Right. Okay. But I gotta say, I ate plain sausage. I ate sausage McMuffin with eggs. The plain sausage, it's not a fantastic sausage, the McDonald's sausage, but it's good.
It's so good. Are you kidding?
And I will be as bold to proclaim that the sausage McMuffin with egg sandwich, the McMuffin, the egg, they just take away, they detract from the sausage, dude. Just go keto, okay? Go paleo, just eat the sausage. You're paying $2.50 per sausage patty, but it's a good time.
I will say that every element of the sausage McMuffin is its own piece of beauty.
Very important.
But I have to say my favorite part is like the melty, plasticky cheese. I love McDonald's cheese.
Cheese is very important.
Yeah.
Well, I would say strip away the egg McMuffin. I'm sorry, the English muffin. Empty carbs. The egg, that's keto. But the sausage on itself slaps. It hits. It's a banger. So anyways, those are vacation, honey. I want to go back.
I can't wait to go back.
We can't stop talking about going back to Dylan time.
I love it. It's the perfect getaway.
It's so chill. It's so gorgeous. And Dylan time, it's not like freaking gonna be on MTV Cribs, but the view sets it off, dude.
Yeah.
And maybe we go back there when the weather's better, or not. Or we go back there and it's the same weather.
The thing you risk with going in the summertime is that there's a lot more people, a lot more traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading that like during the summer, and it's a 1-lane road. 1 lane going this way. Is that a 2-lane road? I was getting confused. It's a small road, but during the summertime, that road gets backed up miles to nearly Tamales. Yeah, but
I think spring and fall is when we gotta go.
Okay.
And I think this spring in particular, everyone here in California knows it's been super wet and cold and stormy.
Yeah.
But I think in normal April, it's going to be a lot more warm and mild.
Yeah.
So maybe in a year we can go again.
Yeah.
But I think I said on the drive there, because I'm dramatic and I like to shock.
You're so dramatic. You're over dramatic.
Just out of the blue, I said, you guys, when I die, I want you all to scatter my ashes at Dylan Beach.
You did say that.
I did say that.
I could see that. It means a whole bunch to you. It means a whole bunch to me now. I'm so glad I saw it with you, or we saw it together, or now it's a part of our lives, a part of our history. Dylan Beach, 10/10 out of 10. Highly recommended.
Well, okay, and just on a broader scale, I just think Northern California is just one of the most beautiful places in the world.
It is.
And I've been to Central America. I've been to the East Coast. Yeah. I've been to Europe a ton.
You've been to Central America?
Yes. Oh. Northern California is gorgeous.
It is.
And I just feel so lucky that we're so close that we can just go on a little drive and experience such beauty. Yeah. Okay.
A 2-hour drive that takes 3.5 hours. Well, it is beautiful, and there are no rolling hills in West Sacramento. But if you go out to Folsom, El Dorado Hills, it's it's beautiful out there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the drive to Dylan Beach is...
I think the California coast, like top to bottom, is just, it's amazing.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, are we done, honey? That was our vacation. And check out Dylan Beach. Use our promo code for Dylan time on Verbo.
Oh, by the way, I got an email from VRBO after, like, leave a rate, comment, like, subscribe, leave a review.
Yeah.
I left a 5-star review for Dylan time.
Okay. I'd go 4.
Oh!
The view is out of this world, but the
amenities.
Trappings, amenities.
I feel like a lot of the cabins there are like, I don't know if it's like the salty air.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how hard or difficult it is to maintain.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that salty sea air like affects the wood, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the other thing is that if you own a place, you're just printing money, dude. You need to put very little effort into it because it's a seller's market. It's a small town. There's zero construction happening. There's zero new units.
There's no hotel.
There's no freaking giant condominium, 40-story condominium. So you just need to, if you own a place, you make it suitable for living. You just rake in the bucks, dude. How did you get because the $900 plus fee included $150 cleaning fee? Did you get it back yet?
I have not. I have not.
But I swept. I swept.
Oh, I know. We were they were very particular about you have to wear socks inside because you can't have sand on your bare feet, and you have to leave the thermostat at 55 degrees and because of warping and this and that. Yeah. You have to take out the trash when you leave.
I took out the trash. I took out the recycling, and the trash has
bungee cords
because
of raccoons. Apparently,
for the raccoons, we did all that, and we didn't make the beds, but that'll take 45 seconds. But you haven't heard anything? I wonder.
I've heard nothing.
Why? All right. Well, we hope you get the cleaning fee. And
I still recommend 10 out of 10. Go.
Yes.
Take your family.
Yeah.
I feel like you really connect with nature, the ocean, the air. It's just such a getaway from our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I love it.
I loved it. That view was smashing and worth it.
Take your family, play Pictionary.
Yeah.
Go to Trader Joe's in Petaluma.
Yes.
And perfect vacation.
Have a beer or two. Reconnect with your kids. Get them off the TikTok, okay? Well, are we done, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Oh, bye-bye.